Well, welcome everyone on board our November 343 Bravo Whiskey, our beautiful Cessna Citation Longitude. We are descending through 14,000 feet and cleared all the way down to 3,000 feet for the approach into Buenos Aires, Ereiza International Airport. Kind of an interesting, if partially concerning situation. Not alarmingly so, but a little weird. SAEZ is listing the active runway as 35 at Ereiza, but the winds in sim and in the setup page and the aircraft on the setup page were all approaching runway 29, RNAV runway 29. So if you look at the prevailing winds right now, they're out of the southwest at 20 knots. So why on earth would anybody be landing on runway 35, which is due north? Makes no sense. So we'll see what happens. I'm always a little uneasy with RNAV approaches because they're a little bit unreliable in the sim. There's Buenos Aires out there.
120.45 for JS Aviation 3445.
I'm even more uneasy with RNAV approaches at night, and I'm even more uneasy with RNAV approaches into runways, or airports rather, with which I'm unfamiliar. And all three apply here. The only fourth factor that doesn't apply would be weather. It looks clear. I mean, it looks a beautiful night. Interestingly, real weather, according to my iPhone, in Buenos Aires is 64 degrees and cloudy with winds from the south. So, go figure. So we're a little anomalous. I'll leave it at that. It's all a little bit anomalous. Turn off our bank angle. Just show you the approach here to the RNAV. Headed due east, turn north, turn west to heading of 29 for runway 29er. Right there. So we'll see how this goes. Fingers crossed. Continue slowing. We are at 11,100 feet right now. We're 35 miles from the airport. So we'll start slowing. We'll increase our descent rate up to 1,800 feet. Ereiza. I think I said Ereiza earlier. Sorry. Ereiza approach. Airport elevation 67 feet, so nothing too dramatic in terms of sea level versus mountainous. 2983. We'll go ahead and set that. 2983. See, that's just shown right here. 2983. Standby altimeter. 2983. There's the standby altimeter. Excuse me, I just bumped my boom mic. I did figure out how to dim the screens. So for any of you who have been struggling with that, it's right here. GTC brightness, PFD brightness, and you can do the same thing with the MFD brightness right here. So it's very nice to not have those screens so bright.
Landing gear.
Go ahead and disable that for a minute because we're going to start slowing down here. I'm only setting this for what I expect will be our auto throttle approach speed. And we'll deploy our speed brakes just to get our speed down from where it is now down to 190. Just 26 miles from the airport. Speed brakes are doing their job beautifully. Shallow out that descent rate to 1,200 feet per minute. Let's see where we are on the MFD. Headed towards Nevlo. We'll make a big left turn at Nevlo. I don't know exactly where the airport is. I'm guessing it's this one. Scanning. I'm not sure. Again, you know, unfamiliar with the area. Let's re-engage the auto throttle. Let's get those landing lights on. Let's go ahead and depressurize 6,300 feet. That's acceptable. And once we get down to about 180, we'll put out a notch of flaps. I always have a little bit of... Well, I have not anxiety. I have tension on every landing. Shallow at 800 feet per minute. We're at 21 miles out. We're at 5,800 feet. That's just fine. We still have no reliable RNAV data. This is telling us that we're far too high, but that's not true. I have found that the RNAV, only in the sim anyway, only seems to get reliable in the last 10 miles. Well, we're already there, but that's good. Down to 2,500. I guess a fifth factor, in addition to wind and weather and time of day and familiarity with the area and RNAV, is not having any reliable approach plates. I was not able to find any reliable approach plates for this flight. Luckily, there's nothing in the way of terrain or anything like that. No mountains or anything like that to have to dodge, so that helps a little bit. Notch of flaps. Slowing to 170. Let's see where we are right here. Once we make that left turn at the next waypoint, which is PAPAP right there, we'll be on final. And I'm going to keep looking to see if we can get reliable RNAV information, because that'd be awfully nice. But if not, it's weather's such that we can hand fly it in if we have to. Beautiful night. Look at this. Look at that moon. Oh my goodness. That's fantastic. Wow.
Bravo Whiskey, you are 12 miles southeast of Ereiza. Contact Ereiza Tower on 118.6 when inbound.
There's the tower handoff. We'll go outside, we'll put down our gear.
Tower on 118.6 Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
Look at that. That's beautiful. Wow.
Ereiza Tower Cessna November 34 Tree Bravo Whiskey 12 miles east inbound RNAV runway 29er approach.
That is pretty slick.
Cleared RNAV runway 29er approach. Altimeter 29er.83 wind 208 at 7.
208 at 7. So this is a good approach.
Cleared RNAV runway 29er approach Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
The winds are out of the west-southwest. Landing on runway 35 with winds out of 20. What do you say? With winds out of 208 doesn't make any sense. This makes sense. This runway makes sense. So what I saw on the setup page was correct, and the in-sim indications of the active runway being 35 were wrong. Okay, final notch of flaps. 9.8 nautical miles. I don't know what this guy's doing. Still no reliable RNAV information. Still telling us that we're way, way too high, which we're not. So I'm going to set I don't want to inadvertently stop descending, so I'm going to set our altitude down at minimums. Minimums are 267, so we'll set 300, just to keep us from suddenly not descending anymore. Get our approach speed down. I mean, other than the unreliable RNAV information, it's going well. I mean, I'd be sweating like Ted Stryker in Airplane if I couldn't see the runway right now. Nice. Oh, Jesus. Passenger view. We are now, look.
Cleared to land runway 29er. Wind 208 at 7.
We're getting reliable RNAV information now. Awesome. And already grabbed the glide path. Check it out. Fantastic. The RNAV saved the day. Slow down to 140. Final approach speed. That's great news. That is really fantastic. Reconfirm. Gear is down. Full flaps deployed. Landing lights are on. Spoilers are armed. We're lined up. This is weird. The winds are probably going to shift dramatically because right now it's showing 15 knots from the south, and yet wind on the airfield is listed as 20 at 7. 20, what did he say? 208 at 7, so that's still a hell of a crosswind. I hope we can get a crosswind that's better than 15 knots. 14 knots, it looks like it. Just keep an eye on that number right there.
2-mile final runway 29.
This could be rough. Crosswind-wise, this is a doozy. 15 knots is the maximum allowable crosswind landing in the longitude, so buckle your safety belts. I'm seeing 1 red, 3 whites on the Poppy. We're going to exit right. But we're perfect on the glide path. Disengage the outlet throttle.
500.
Autopilot.
500.
I have the airplane. There's an aircraft in the run on. What is this guy? No. Anyway, let's just land. Okay, he's no longer a threat. I don't know what that guy was doing. We're 2 and 2. Ho! A little extra throttle there I wasn't expecting. 2 and 2. I mean, we're perfect on the glide path. And the crosswind's way down now. Only 4 knots from the left. Beautiful. Little right of center line, but I'll allow it. Ooh. All right. All right. We're going to exit right, speaking of right. Welcome to Buenos Aires. I have no idea where to exit. I have no... Oh, good. Oh, I just got an airport diagram from ForeFlight, thank God. Ooh, they got us going onto a runway. Cool.
Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey, contact ground on 121.75.
121.75.
I stand corrected. This isn't a runway. This is a taxiway. I'm sorry. I'm looking at, again, runway familiarity. Yeah, we're on taxiway golf. Nice. That was a hell of a right turn, though. If you can see that on the MFD, I'm sure you see what I'm talking about. Off the active runway, we had to really turn right to make that angle. That was not very pleasant, but we did it. Let's bring those spoilers in. They come in? Yeah, they did. And then flaps. Flaps are up. Taxi lights and pulse lights. Welcome. Local time is 10:07 p.m. I think we probably landed right exactly. Taxi to parking 3. At our estimated arrival time, which was 10:05.
Taxi to parking.
Estimated arrival time was 10:05. So.
November 343 Bravo Whiskey Taxi to General Aviation Parking via taxiway cross runway 17 Bravo.
Okay.
Taxiing to General Aviation Parking.
Man,
using
it is
taxiway
dark.
Cross runway 17 Bravo Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey.
This is what we call dark. I'm going to turn left on Delta, if I'm not mistaken. Ramp 151. You'll have to remember that for when we leave tomorrow. Well, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow. I got a busy week at work, but hey, there are worse places to be stuck than Buenos Aires for a couple of days. Beats Omaha. Jesus. Nothing personal, Omaha, but I'm sure even in Omaha they'd prefer to be in Buenos Aires in the summer, which it is down here. Outside air temperatures 23 degrees Celsius right now. You know that conversion, 23 times 1.8 plus 32. Sounds about right. Mid-60s. Pleasant summer evening. I got to tell you, taking off out of Santiago and flying over the Andes was awesome. We flew right over the Marmolejo volcano, which is really cool. I mean, it's depicted really nicely in the sim. And it was still light out, so it was sunset. I might use that as a profile shot for this video, or not. I don't know. (151) ramp 151. The only 151 I'm familiar with is Myers. I'm not a rum guy. Never been a rum guy. Well, this was a very nice flight. Oh shit! You know what I just realized? I forgot to turn off to stop our timer. Let's get on a straightaway here. Then we'll tend to business. Aviate, navigate, communicate. Always in that order. Timer.
Ereiza
Stop.
Airport Information Whiskey 0100 Zulu. Wind
Approaching runway
208 at
17.
7. Visibility 3.
I don't need the ATIS information anymore, fellas.
Entered runway 17. 8,000 feet remaining.
This is an interesting way to route us around. Why do I need to go on this runway to get to my parking space? Whatever. You do what the AI says if you're not familiar with the area. Okay. Yeah, I was a little, I was frustrated a little bit because on the setup page, it wanted, and I wanted, quite frankly, to land on runway 35 because runway 35 had an ILS. But if you're familiar with this, the setup page, you can actually see other aircraft, real aircraft, that are on final or are taking off or whatever. And there were like 3 airplanes on extended final approach to runway 29. So I just, you know, I just decided to defer to what was happening in reality, and I'm glad I did because it seemed like that worked. Certainly better than landing on runway 35 with a wind out of the west-southwest. I mean, that wouldn't have made much sense. I'm wondering, could they have found a farther place for me to park? Have you ever seen this? I mean, my God. Look at the MFD. Look at where they're putting us. Good God. Are you this hostile to general aviation? probably going a little fast. Fuck it. Okay. 151. I don't know that I want to park at 151. I mean, I don't know that I want to start from 151 tomorrow. This is so far. It's so nice when you have a quarter-mile taxi, you know, to after you land, instead of this nonsense. Anyway, we're here now. I'll settle down. Whoa, hit the brakes there, Nelly. Okay, so where do they want us? How are we going to do it today or tonight? All right, let's see if this works. Hang a left here. Where's our guy? Let me see some flashlights, pal. See, this is another weird, goofy approach that doesn't make any sense. Okay, I see the flashlight man, however. There he is. See him right here? It's not giving me much in the way of useful information. Yeah, he's not gonna help us this time. We're not gonna get an X. So, that's that. Parking brake. Right engine. Lights, we'll keep on for a second. Pitot heat. Go outside. Oh, somebody else. I hear another engine. Oh, there he is. Can't see him, but... Oh, nice. Little single engine. Anyway, there we go. We're parked. We're safe in Buenos Aires. A little late. Later than I usually do. Lights are off. Well, it's not late for me. It's, Jesus Christ. For me, it's 5:15, but in Buenos Aires, it's 10:15. So we'll kill that left engine, drop to the logbook screen. Fun! SCEL to SAEZ, total flight time, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 25 seconds. Nice 90-minute flight. Past 300 hours in the sim. I think we're at about 132 hours in the longitude and 300 hours total. That's great. I think that's actually a noted achievement in flight sim. You get like a little badge or something once you pass 300 hours. We had 19 minutes 15 seconds day flight, 1 hour 11 minutes 10 seconds night flight, and we got ourselves a qualified night landing. So that always makes me happy for our 37th successful night landing. And our 154th. We have 154 day landings, 37 night landings, 185 day takeoffs, and 13 night takeoffs. All right. Well, listen, thanks for joining us on this fun flight. Have a good one.